Hello buddies, I'm Nonit and today we will talk about the weekly facts. So whatever the facts came in the last week from 7th June to 13th June, it will be in brief and in short as well because it is the weekly fact. So that's all. So the first fact which came in the from the 7th to 13th June, that the PGI, Evening Performance Grading Index, released by the Ministry of Education. And what happened in this? Punjab topped the ranking and it is from the thousand number. Punjab got 929 points out of 1000 and Chandigarh got 912 out of 1000 point and Tamil Nadu 906 out of 1000 point. So remember this. So firstly, now what are the domain on the basis of which the indicators performance grading index was released. So the first domain is the access. Access means the enrollment of students, infrastructure and facility. Another is the equity and another is the governance process. So this is the first. And remember that which is the most important point, that the 33 states and union territories showed overall improvement of 10%, means the 100 points. So this is all about. Another fact. Second fact is that the Rengma Nagas demanding an autonomous district council in, it is the tribal people from Assam. Remember that it can be asked that Rengma tribe sometimes seen in the news, so it is the tribal people from Assam. Another most important is the new election commissioner. New election commissioner appointed and the name of the election commissioner is the Anup Chandra. Remember that the election commissioner is appointed by the President of India and election commission is a constitutional body which is responsible for holding the election in the states as well as the at the center, means the Lok Sabha and president, vice president as well. So remember this. Another very important fact is the Maldives finance minister Abdullah Sahid became the president at the 76th session of the United Nations General Assembly for 2020 and 22. Remember that. And what happened here is that India supported this voting. So fifth fact is related to the in world affairs. If you talk about, then the New Atlantic Charter signed by the United States of America and the United Kingdom, means the England. So this is the New Atlantic Charter. So remember that this New Atlantic Charter is signed in the 1941, basically between the USA and UK, and that for the basically free assent for the people, democratic rights, no war, and this is. But the New Atlantic Charter in 2021 was signed by the USA and UK for basically the climate change, resilience, COVID-19 vaccines, etc. So remember this. And what is the main thing, that this is the transatlantic corner of transatlantic special relationship between the USA and UK. Remember that the first is signed by in 1941 by the US President Franklin D. Roosevelt and UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill. So this is all about the New Atlantic Charter recently signed by. It can be asked. Another is the G7. So G7, what G7, in that there is a Build Back Better, is a new thing which recently acknowledged by all leaders. And what is the aim? It is the aimed at the competing the China's Belt and Road Initiative. And G7 comprises of the Canada, USA, United Kingdom, Italy, France, Germany and Japan. Seventh fact related to the very important, because the farmers protest is going on in the country, and this data came from the Center for Science and Environment. So what Science and Environment says, that the farmers protest increased fivefold. Remember this. Farmers protest increased fivefold since 2017. Fivefold increase in the farmers protest since 2000. And this. So what are the reasons? What are the reasons behind it? The main reason is that 3 new farm laws, and farmers since December protesting against these 3 farm laws. And remember that there are the 12 pan-India protests, and out of which 11 protests against these 3 farm laws which recently passed by parliament. And another is the agricultural market, etc., loan waiver, acquisition of land for development projects, etc. These are the factors which lead to the huge increase in the farmers protest. And remember that there are the total 165 either pan India, small, medium, large. So this is the one total 165 protests in 22 states and union territory, and 34 for major protest in 15 states, and 12 pan India protest, 11 for these against 3 new farm laws. Another important fact related to the farmers, that the 28 agricultural workers and cultivators died daily. Remember that 28 agricultural workers and cultivators end their life daily. And in 2019, 5,957 farmers died, and out of which 4,324 is the farm laborers. This is the very important data. No one is caring about the farmers, and they are dying daily. 28 people, 28 agricultural workers and cultivators ending their life daily. Another is the very important, because as you know there is a COVID-19 going on, and pandemic is going on, and mental preparation and mental psyche is going up high, and there is a mental disorder is going on the country. So this is the very important data from this week from the Hindu newspaper. That is the from the World Health Organization. According to the World Health Organization, 10 to 25 year life expectancy reduction, at least 10 to 25 years there is a reduction in the life expectancy due to the mental disorder. Remember this. So now in India there is a lack of hospital, lack of nurses, lack of psychologists, etc. So there are some data. So if we talk about the hospital related to the mental disorder, then hospital 0.01 per lakh population. Remember this guy, because there is not even one hospital per lakh population for mental disorder. And if you talk about the mental health units in general hospital, then that is the 0.003 per lakh population, and ranked India 114th. This is the very important data. Another is related to the mental health treatment facility. If you talk about the mental health treatment facility, then India ranked is the 74th. If we talk about the nurses which is related to the mental disorder or work in the field of mental disorder, even not one nurses is available per lakh population. So how many nurses? Nurses is 0.795 per lakh population, and rank in 1970. If we compare with the leading countries like USA and other countries, then 150.3 in the per lakh population. Another is the, if we talk about the social worker who are working in the field of mental disorder, then 0.065 per lakh population, ranked 79. If we talk about the leading countries, then 145.4. If we talk about the psychologist which is working in the field for mental disorder, and which is very important for mental disorder people, 0.069 per lakh population. If we talk about the ranking, 104, and leading country 222.6. If we look at the suicide rate related to the mental disorder, in India 16.3 per lakh population, and in other countries 10.6 per lakh population. Another very important facts related to the economy. So I missed one point before that we start economic facts. So I missed one point. So that is the El Salvador legalized cryptocurrency as a legal tender and became the first nation which legalized the cryptocurrency. Remember that El Salvador is a highly dollarized economy. Now the economic facts. So first economic facts is related to the central bank. That is the central bank is RBI. So quarter 4 losses narrowed down to the 1,324. If you compare to the last year, then it is the 1,529 lakh crore. So this is the one. Now it is narrowed down. This is the. So another is the gross tax revenue. So government revenue is still not declined as compared to the last year. Why? So this is the, if we talk about the gross tax revenue in fiscal year 21, means the 2020 and 2021, if we talk about, then this is the 22.24 lakh crore. Why? Because there is a huge excise duty, and that in the last year 12%, and now it increased from the 12% to the 9.2%. So this is the, that's why there is a fiscal revenue which is still at the level and where government can tackle. And as you know, petrol, diesel, etc. prices are going on and at the peak right now. So and also the income tax contribution is the 23.2%, and corporate tax decline but still rise, and in April I think in this month there is a high up to the in some months there is a high tax revenue since GST from 2017 1.41 lakh crore when the economy again rise up. Another is very important is related to the World Bank global economic perspective. So World Bank released the global economic perspective, and it said it revised the World Bank revised the growth of India, and now it said that the India will grow at the rate of 8.3% in this fiscal year 2021 to 2022, and in 2022 to 2023 7.5%, and world economy will grow in this year at the rate of 5.6%. Remember that another fact is the government increased the minimum support price. Government increased the minimum support price, and the highest increase for the sesam and urad and tur dal also for the 3,300 rupees. Why this is done? Basically to crop for the crop diversification. Another important fact related to the economy, debt. Very important in this COVID-19 situation, that the GST brought down. So this is very important from in this COVID-19 time, that the GST brought down on the 14 COVID relief goods. So let's talk about what is the goods and how much the COVID-19 relief goods or taxes reduced. So tocilizumab and the amphotericin B, which is for the mucormycosis, is a kind of drug. Previously 5% GST, now 0% GST. Another is the remdesivir, very famous drug for the Ebola virus. Remember that it is originally for the Ebola virus, and in USA Food and Drug Administration is the first country which approved for the mild and severe cases in the COVID-19. This is another is the heparin. Heparin is basically to treat and prevent the blood clot, so which lead to the sometimes swelling in your back and somewhere around. So that is the for the treatment for blood clot. So previously the 12% GST, now the 5% GST. Another is the oxygen concentrator, BPAP machine which put oxygen in our body. That is the kind of machine which put oxygen in our body. So previously 5% GST, now the 5% GST. Another is the ventilator testing kits, polyoximeter, hand sanitizer, temperature checking equipment, gas or electric furnaces for the cremation. Cremation means who died and then go to the any cremation ground. Previously the 5% GST on this, and now the 5% GST. Another is the ambulance, which is the highest GST. I don't know why, but previously 28% and now the 12%. Another important fact related to the environment and ecology. So first in the last week, that is the Operation Oliva. Operation Oliva basically for the rescue of the olive ridley turtle. For the olive ridley turtle, and olive ridley turtle is vulnerable status according to the IUCN, and it is protected under the Schedule 1 of the World Wildlife Protection Act 1972. So remember this. And why it is known? It is known for the mass nesting called the Aribada, and Garithmala Wildlife Sanctuary is very important for this olive ridley turtle. So remember this Operation Oliva. Another is the very important in this Sunday theme. This is the Bharit Talashus. Tapani is a kind of reptile which is found, and which seems that it is 24 million ago it is found. It is exist from the 240 million years ago. And Bharit Susa. So remember the Bharit for the huge, and Tala means head, and Susus means crocodile headed deity. So this is the Bharat Sulusur, and it is the found in the where Yarapalli, Telangana. And remember that it is a kind of reptile, because it can be asked in any examination that Bharat Sulusur sometimes seen in the news. It is reptile, birds, amphibian, etc. So kind of reptile, and it belong to which family? It belong to the Erythrasuidae. So this is related to the environment facts, and very important. Both are the facts important because the examination will held after the COVID. Another important fact related to the science and technology is the about the fast radio burst. Canadian hydrogen intensity mapping experiment. Remember that Canadian hydrogen intensity mapping experiment assembled the fast radio burst. So what is the fast radio burst? The fast radio burst is a kind of bright light which produces the huge energy, even in kind of energy that sun produces in 3 days, and which actually the fast radio burst produces. So this is the very important. This is the, and that's why it is very important that the fast radio burst. So they assembled and collect the fast radio burst and assembled the fast radio burst, and which is the very important. Why this experiment or why this finding is very important? It is important to learn the universe more and to find that particular object which actually produces such a huge amount of brightness, or you can say light, or you can say the sun, whatever. So why it is important? Because you find that object which produces the high intensity of bright light. So thank you guys. Thank you guys. Hope you like this video. You should subscribe my channel for this hard work. Thank you so much.